G starting here.
Thank you.
Oh, Diane, you show up?
No, we're
That's
just
right
starting.
before
A, measure before A.
Right before.
She was starting earlier.
It's okay. Let's do measure 23.
23.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach and diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your heart, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall hide them for the sun of shall be for fruitless, eating your own, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your walls, and on your gates, and upon your gates, that you may be fed and filled like a and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
I can't hear her.
I'm on this mic?
No, that's not.
Actually, so maybe for
I'm just
song,
turning
If I turn this way, I'm facing the wrong way.
No, you're perfect. It's me who's really
otherwise we
stretching.
can't hear each other.
At all. And
Them on my ear.
can we just come in,
Nothing, you're
Vishy
fantastic. I
Nantam on
just,
40,
this way is
44, the entrance to 44.
I know, this is like,
When we do Vishy Nantam Lev,
It's just in my upper range. It goes to the
You
C.
actually came in already, because you're
And
already one of the spots you can.
oh, that's the one as high as I can go. Just to those 3 lines.
Vishy Nantam Levanecha, and keep out the fire. When you sit in by the way, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall. The half note on is. And then they do the,
Then they go down,
then they,
I think I'll just take one.
and then we follow the rest of
right, it was, we held this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay? Okay? All right. I think that I'm going to ask Yada to mute you when you're not specifically doing choir songs, just so that we don't get feedback accidentally and stuff like that. But sing loud so that they know that they're supposed to sing What were you asking about? You've done it well.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Wow, that's kind of loud. Is that okay? Shabbat Shalom. Happy summer. We get a chance during the summer to gain back some of the hours of Shabbat that we lose in the winter. Because when Shabbat begins at 4:15 in the afternoon on Friday, most of us are really not in a Shabbos mood or place. Many people are still working. Others are celebrating the glories of New Jersey Transit. Not the most Shabbostic kind of environment. So we lose those hours of Shabbat in the winter, but we get them back in the summer because we can make Shabbat start early. And so even though the sun will not go down for quite a while yet, we will make Shabbat, we will say it's Shabbat, and we'll bring Shabbat here. So please, if you would, take a deep breath and let it out slowly and relax from whatever you did that you were running to do, that you were running to get to, whatever it might be. Just stop running and relax and be here. And if you would please now, take the time to think back through your whole week, all the way back to last Shabbat. What was good on each day of this week? There's time for complaining, there's time for worrying, but now is the time to enjoy, to look back at the week that we're bringing to a close, and to think about the moments that were worth holding on to, at least for another moment or two, if not longer. So please think back through each day. What did you do last Saturday, last Sunday, and so on through each day of the week? And as you're doing that, as you're going through all of it, I ask you please to think of what was the best part of the week for you. Either the most wonderful, or if it was a difficult week, what was the gentlest? There had to be a part that stood out above the others, so try to pick that out from your entire week. Take a moment, please, to do that. And when you've figured out what the best part of your week was, I'll ask you to do something very difficult, which is to get up and look around the room and find someone you don't know. Really, you don't know. Don't go up to your best friend and go, ha ha, we don't know you. No. Please find someone you don't know. Introduce yourself. Tell them the best thing that happened to you and ask them the best thing that happened to them. Go for it.
Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for being so welcoming. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for being so welcoming. We begin with a song of welcome. Hine ma tov v'manayim, shavet achim gam yachad. How good it is to be together on this day. The words are on the screen. Turn to Lecha Dodi in our Sidurim, page 138 and 39. We will join together in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Shabbat,
be seated. We welcome Shabbat, and we light the candles, and therefore say Shabbat has begun. The Shabbat candle lighting is on page 121 and 120. And to lead us, we invite Kira and Sarah Feldman.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
One side has the thing and the other's metal.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Jeff, could we get 6 of the prayer books up here? Thank you. I see you all sitting there, you don't have a prayer book, unless you know it by heart. We'll get your books. You rise for Baruch Hu, if you are able to rise. Page 146, front row. One 148. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
150.
Praise the Lord.
157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
158.
evening, we pray that God will guard us with a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace as we move into the darkness, into the night. On our screens, we have our traditional Hashkivenu with a new English interpretation.
Page 163, as we prepare for the Amidah, is a reading which I will tell you, when I read it, I didn't like it. I didn't write the prayer book. Never made me comfortable. Seemed a little pretentious. And then Cantor brought this version written by Dan Nichols. And I went, oh, that's what it's supposed to mean. This is what it's supposed to mean.
Joy in the tree.
166, 168, please rise if you are able. Please be seated. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat.
174.
177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'el lahodot.
178. We continue silently through page 181, or the prayers of our own hearts. We will join back together in the middle of 180.
page 371. In the middle of the page is our prayer for healing. And we will join together as a community in praying for healing. But before we do that as a community, I ask that everyone here think about the loved ones in your life who are in need of healing. Healing of the body, healing of the spirit, healing of the soul. And please, at this time, either say their names to yourself one at a time, or rise and as I look at you, say their names out loud. But in one way or the other, join their names to our communal prayer for healing.
To make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu, mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing, with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
This is our first service in June, and so in a moment I'm going to invite up all of those who are celebrating June birthdays or May birthdays if you couldn't be here last month. Before we do, there was a confluence of events that just today blew my mind away, and pardon me for a personal moment here. In 1967, the New York Times reminded me 2 days ago, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was released. This month, in fact, 2 days ago, in 1967, 50 years ago. I was 14, and I loved When I'm 64. And today, no, I still actually really love it. I can't say I don't because it beats the alternative, but just this morning I woke up and went, oh my God, I'm going to be 64 next week. There was, for those of you, our cantor does not know of this. She wasn't around when it came out. I'm glad. Good. It was an oldie when you got to it. But just like, oh my God. So I'm actually very happy. Because my father said, never ever lie about your age because it beats the alternative. So no problem. Those who are joining with me in celebrating June birthdays or May birthdays that couldn't be here, please come up. And would everyone else please rise if you're able. Come on over. Come on. That's it. Hang up around here. Okay. And it's our girl's birthday today. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, God of days and years, our lives are in your hands. We thank you day by day for your many blessings. And as year follows year, we grow ever more grateful for all your gifts. All of us whose birthdays occur this month come before you with special prayers of thanks and praise. Be with us always to sweeten the joys of our lives. Bless us with health and happiness. Bless us with the strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. And bless us with the wisdom to learn from all our experiences. We pray that our lives may be filled with good and with an abundance of your blessings. May we and all those we love have the joy of sharing and celebrating in your presence for many years to come. Please join us in Shehachinan.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'echeyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Please repeat after me. We praise you. We praise you. Adonai our God. Adonai our God. Source of all creation. Source of all creation. For creating us. For creating us. And sustaining us. And sustaining us. And for bringing us to this time of celebration.
And for bringing us to this time of celebration.
And we have a kiss for everybody. After all the birthday people get their kisses and they go to walk down, you all have a roll. I love telling people this. Hold on a second. Don't go away yet. We gotta wait so everyone does this right. The old Jewish expression is Ad mea ve'esrim, may you live to be 120. But in Israel they do it differently now. They say Ad mea ke'esrim, may you live to be 100 and feel like you're 20. And I like that even better. I'll give up the extra 20 years. So everyone out there on 3 will say Ad mea ke'esrim, and you'll say it like you mean it. 1, 2, 3.
Ad mea ke'esrim.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Please be seated. At this time, to honor 2 very, very special people, it is my honor to introduce the Rabbinic Associate of Temple Rodeph Torah and our former educator, primary school educator. The titles get to me. Hi, nice to meet you. Rabbi Shira Stern.
So, it's been a while since I've been up here. And yet, it feels like yesterday. Because when I went back to think about when I first met Ruth, I was just a mom bringing her firstborn son to Ruth to study, to become a bar mitzvah. And that's how we began our relationship. So I'd like to invite Ruth to the bima. Ruth Haim has been a fixture here for a very long time. And there are so many people whom she has touched. And so I have this vision of you sitting in the library, sitting with your books and making sure that everything was perfect. Someone said to me, "You're really going to let Ruth Haim teach your son for his bar mitzvah, Torah portion, Haftarah portion?" I said, "With Ruth, I don't have to worry. He'll know it." And I was right. In fact, I knew it for Noach and for Ari and for Eitan, and you did everybody. So Rabbi Hanania ben Tadion said, I'll say it in Hebrew first. הוא אמר, שניים שיושבים ויש ביניהם דברי תורה, Shechina shruya veinehem. When two people sit and words of Torah pass between them, the divine presence rests between them. There was something very holy going on in the library. You might not have noticed it, what with the brouhaha, especially at the beginning with 76 B'nai Mitzvah a year. And so we started to calculate just how many B'nai Mitzvah you have actually taught. And it comes to, someone want to guess? More. We calculated almost 1,000.
Wow.
Almost 1,000 children who learned liturgy, who struggled and perfected their Torah portions and the Haftarah portions, and who did it beautifully because Ruth made sure that our standards were high. And so we are very grateful, very, very grateful to you, and wanted to do two things. And Susan, I'm going to ask you to come and join me, please. Susan Klass, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. My heart attack's right there. Heart attack ready to happen. So we first want to give you something that I think is really extraordinarily important. It says, Temple Rodeph Torah, Center for a Jewish Future, celebrates 20 years of loyal and loving guidance by Ruth Haim. And there's a Talmudic quote that I found. When you teach a child, you teach a child's child. Halomedet ben, melamedet banav. So take those 1,000 kids. How many people in this room had a child who became bar and bat mitzvah with Ruth? Turn around and look. Just look. Amazing, isn't it? You have taught not just the children, our children, who have come to you and really been supported by you, but you've taught now the children of their children. And so we are very proud to have had this wonderful relationship for so many years. Thank you. All the best. Don't be a stranger. Who are you? Susan.
So Ruth, it is my pleasure and my honor on behalf of all of the families that have been touched by your love and by your guidance and by your heartfelt wisdom to present you this really small token. I'm hoping that it will serve a purpose in your home and that you'll remember us with love. And as Shira said, come back and visit. And really, really importantly, as I think we all know, it takes a village to create success. And this village that we have here is very important to all of us. You are a big part of that village. We'll always love you and hope that you'll come visit and check on us. And we thank you for everything that you've done for us.
I just want to say thanks for coming all, honoring me here. It was my pleasure to teach all your children. And as I see you around Temple and around town, I always ask about the children who are now grown up, some of them, single, married, with children, with families, and it gives me such a pleasure to see all of them. And I wish all of you all the best always. And thanks for everything.
Thank you. Karen? So I think on Karen's first day, I might have been at the back of the room listening to her because I had just done carpool. Those were the days. Yes, those I don't miss at all. But Karen, you and I have had a wonderful relationship for the last 19 years, which is a long time. And I know that because you have created such beauty and music and brought music into our soul, into the soul, not just in our classrooms, but into the hearts of all those kids. That I know that that will be a lasting legacy. You know, David was a psalmist. David was a musician. And 150 psalms are filled with music. Well, I'll remember forever you being the piper, going down the hallway to come into the sanctuary, making sure everybody was singing behind you. It's one thing to be able to sing. It's another thing to be able to encourage others to join in. And I know that there were days when I'd say to myself, my God, what holiday is up next? What's going on? What do I do? And there was a little note from Karen saying, we should talk. Because not only had she prepared for whatever holiday, and she has books, you've never seen anything like them, just books with so much music. Because if I said, I'd like to do this, she said, oh, no problem. Or I'd like to do that, already done. She also brought new music to us that we didn't know. And, you know, when I first heard Noah Boudin in person, I thought, oh, you taught me his songs. And I thought, what a gift that you had given us. And I know that every time I left Shul, I had your voice in my ear and in my heart, and I will have it in my heart forever. So Karen has not only been our music teacher, but she has also been an integral part of our healing services, both on Yom Kippur and on Shabbat, and will continue to do that. And so you will continue to hear her sing.
Not getting rid of me so fast.
And yet they are not getting rid of you so fast. So those are the things, those healing moments. I know that when you first taught me, do you know that you taught me that song? Oh, Guide My Steps? You know, when we first sang, oh, guide my steps and help me find my way, I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. You've held me in your arms and you've guided my steps, and you've taught me the music that I sing to people here, and I sing to people in West Virginia and North Carolina who never knew that who you are, but they were touched by you because you taught me. So, Temple Rodeph Torah, Center for a Jewish Future, celebrates 19 years of dedicated and loving service by Karen Joseph. And from Psalm 91 we read, "Oh come, let us sing to God. Let us make a joyful noise." And we hope that you will continue to make, just like the psalmist David, a very joyful noise.
There's no way I can follow that.
Do you realize how we coordinated tonight?
On purpose. So I have to be honest, I feel very sad for the kids because I know that there's going to be a void for a while. I remember when my own children started Hebrew school, as I still call it, sorry. You know, I knew my daughter probably didn't participate. She was one of the ones sitting in the back, but yet you knew her name. And I thought to myself, she's something special. And over time, as I watched you really work with all of us, the parents and the children, and the special programs that we run, it was really, really clear to me what a tremendous talent and warmth you brought to this very special place. And the loss is going to be ours completely. But since you are going to be around, I'm very happy to hear that. We want you to accept this on the Temple's behalf, on the Education Committee's behalf, on the Board of Directors, and with a pure, heartfelt thank you. We look forward to still having you with us at some fashion, and we hope that it won't be too long before you lead us in song again.
Thank you.
20 years ago, I volunteered to help the educator of TRT, Edna Coleman, with a music program for Purim. Little did I know that one program would turn into a second career that would span 19 years. When Edna hired me, I knew very few Hebrew songs, just a handful of prayers, and I could not read Hebrew. I don't know what they were thinking, but Edna, Rabbi Weber, and the staff were very patient. They provided music books, tapes, there were no CDs at that time, yellow sticky notes with song suggestions, and a tremendous amount of guidance and support. The staff of TRT went from being my coworkers to my friends and evolved in what I now consider to be my extended family. They nurtured and taught my 3 children, Ben, Jeremy, and Michelle, and have been by my family's side through good times and bad times. It is with mixed emotions that I step down as the music educator. However, between taking my own 3 children to Hebrew school and working here, I have calculated that I've been at Sunday school for almost a quarter of a century, and I'm really looking forward to staying up past 10 o'clock on Saturday night and watching the CBS Sunday morning show with my husband, David. I would like to thank my friends and my family for all the support throughout the years, especially my husband, David. I'd also like to thank another David, our new TRT director, educator, for his collaboration this year. It's been a real pleasure working with you. I wish we had had more time to work together so I could enjoy your stories and learn from you musically. Tonight has been a wonderful celebration, and I am so honored and appreciative of this recognition. I would like to thank Susan Klass, Rabbi Weber, Cantor Alexander, Shira, David, and everybody who made this possible. I would like to conclude with a song that expresses my gratitude and love for Temple Rodeph Torah and the people who I've worked with throughout the years. As I said to Joanna before, I know you don't like surprises, but I figured worst comes to worst, you can fire me. There are memories I will cherish all my life, from TRT, treasured friendships that were fond to you, mark a special place that I hold dear. For 19 years I sang with my students, creating music and prayer to heed the call. I know that I will miss these special moments in my life. I've loved them all. A special thanks to Rabbi Weber for his guidance and support and wisdom too, singing harmony with Joanna, collaboration and friendship tried and to Shira, who has been my inspiration. Working and singing with you has been a joy, and to Barbara, my faithful friend and teacher. In my life, I love you all. I bid farewell to David, Ruth, and Howie, Marsha, Liza, Seema, Matt, and Charlie too. We've been through so much together, tears, love, and laughter with my favorite crew. Oh, I know that I will never lose affection for this special place I've come to love. I know that I will miss these special moments in my life. I've loved them all in my life.
thank you. On the doors of our ark are the words Lador Vador, from generation to generation. And each and every student that you taught, that you inspired, that you helped know that they could climb a mountain and accomplish a task and sing it with joy and beauty, each and every one of them are our future, are our Lador Vador, are our next generations. And so the choir and I would like to sing for you the prayer Lador Vador, and with great, great thanks for the many generations of TRT that you have taught and inspired and helped to inspire to continue Judaism.
Ruth, to you and your family. Karen, to you and your family, near and far. We thank you. And to your families, we thank you for sharing these extraordinary women with us for all these years. We work unusual hours here. This isn't a 9 to 5. So thank you for your understanding, your patience, and your love for what we're trying to accomplish here. We are deeply, deeply grateful. Page 586 in the middle of the page. We rise together for Elena.
Shalom,
591. Please be seated.
V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. I want to say thank you to our choir. We had a lot of people who weren't able to sing on this particular date, and I am so grateful to you guys who came out for our rehearsals and joined us for our final service of the year. Thank you to Suzanne, our amazing accompanist, and to Adam for making sure everybody could be heard. And I want to also just say thank you to Linda. This is our last service together, so all of the years, many years before I came here, thank you for all you've done for the choir. And it's been a pleasure, another wonderful year. If anybody would like to join the choir, we will begin working on our High Holidays services on Sunday, August 20th. If you would be interested, please send me an email, give me a phone call, let me know, and I will send you all of the choir rehearsal information. We sing for High Holidays and about 2 to 3 Shabbats throughout the year, and we have fun. That's our goal, right? We have fun, we make beautiful music, and I hope we help to inspire a little worship.
Yes, you do. All of you.
Thank you.
Next Friday evening at 8 o'clock is going to be Shabbat Under the Stars. Rain or shine. If it's raining, it will be Shabbat under the roof, under the stars. Under the roof, under the clouds, under the stars. If it's nice out, it will be under the stars. We'll provide chairs. If you prefer to bring a blanket or your own chair, feel free. The service will be outside there. Someone asked if they could bring their dogs. I said, be my guest. Dogs get to pray too. They don't only get to come to the blessing of the animals. So, if you feel that your dog is going to enjoy the service and the sermon, by all means, bring them along.
And it'll be co-led by Sydney Schoenholtz also.
Oh, and Sydney will be singing with us also, which is wonderful. So that's next Friday night. We hope you'll join us. The Sunday after that is something really extraordinary. And if you're not the bravest person in the world, I'm going to invite you to try this, because we have an extraordinary relationship with the local Muslim communities. And this month is Ramadan, the entire month. And during this entire month, Muslims do not eat from sunrise to sunset. I will point out to you that it's really tough when Ramadan occurs in June. It comes all the way through the year because the days are so long. They get up at 4 in the morning to eat breakfast before the sun comes up and don't eat again until the sun is down. Every night when the sun goes down is called the iftar. And there's a celebration, a community celebration. Well, for the second year, TRT is sponsoring that Sunday night, June 11th, the iftar. It's going to be here. And it's going to be members of our community and members of the Muslim community coming together just to share and celebrate. It is quite late at night. I think it's at 8:30 p.m. And we are serving dinner. You can work that out for yourselves how that works. 60 people have already signed up. 60, what? Yeah, 60 people have signed up. So you're not going to be alone. It's a wonderful group, adults, teens, kids, whomever. If you'd like to be part of it, yes, and this is for men and women. This is not just a Salam Shalom sisterhood. So if you want to come, the only thing you have to do is you have to tell Shira by Wednesday or so we can have the food. So please, you can email her, you can call the office, whatever works for you. Let us know you'll come and join with us and support our neighbors in this month of their observance, and also a time when it's a little difficult for them in the country. It helps a lot to show them that they have friends. So we hope you'll join us for that. The Thursday after that, we do have something, a guys-only event, our third Torah and Tequila, men, drinking age and older men. No prerequisites. You don't have to know anything to come to this. It's on Thursday evening. We get together. We have really good tequila, brand name, Don Weber. No joke. It's a real thing. Look it up. Don Weber tequila. And it's really good. We have other alcohol. We have soft drinks. We have some nosh. And we sit down and we study together. We've been studying from Pirkei Avot. It's in English. No one has to know anything or prepare anything. We have a great group of men. approaching 20 men now that are coming together to do this. If you'd like to be part of it, again, just let me know in advance that you want to come. Don't have to prepare anything or practice anything, and we have a really, really nice evening. So I hope you'll join us for that, because it's a good experience. It's a good evening. And finally, on the announcement sheet, you'll see that during the summer, we are collecting backpacks for kids who will be starting, I know you don't want to hear this, but starting school in the fall, in communities where, if you think about what goes into a school backpack, it can be awfully expensive. So even if it's been a while since you've had to go buy a backpack, or if you're experts at it because you do it all the time, please consider getting a backpack, filling it with school supplies. We can make lists available to you of what students need, and bring them here, leave them for us here. We'll make sure that when school starts, they go to students who need them and whose study will be better because they have the right tools to learn. So please help us with that over the summer. Thank you. We turn now to Kaddish on page 598. And before we join together in Kaddish, we remember loved ones who have died. If you are here for Shiva, for someone who died within the past 7 days, we ask you please to rise and say their names. If you are here for Shloshim, to observe the 30-day mourning period for someone who died recently, please rise and say their names.
Ida Alexander.
And if you are here for Yahrzeit or for any other reason, we ask you to rise and say aloud the names of the ones you're remembering. Hamakom Yenachem Etchem, Im Sha'ar Avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God console you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Please rise if you are able. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Ba'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach ba'alam ulalmei almaya. Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekutsha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen.
I say shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'el kol Yisrael, v'el kol yoshvei tevel.
And now to mark Shabbat, which is almost beginning officially, but we started it a long time ago. We turn back to page 122 and 123 as we join together in Kiddush, and I invite Gennady and Sarah Feldman to lead us.
There was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing. And God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'rasa b'anu, v'shabbat kosho v'ahava v'ratzon yinichilanu, zikaron l'maaseh bereshit, ki hu yom techilah l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu b'charta, yotanu kidashta, mikol anim, v'shabbat koshecha, ve'ahava v'ratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
You tear some off for your family?
Big piece to share with your family. Go ahead, big recipe. No, big piece. Come on. There you go.
There you go, good job.
Right, you can take that and share with everybody. And the challah will be in back for everybody after the service. And for those of you under... Oh, really? Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Wow. I know. Do we have anyone under 13? Anyone under 13, we have something sweet for Shabbat. Yes, we do. Everyone under 13, please come up for a Shabbat sweetness.
Or
That's
before
right, Sarah.
your
It's your
bat
last
mitzvah.
last
You
time.
got to do it.
Sarah's birthday is today, but she is not yet bat mitzvah, so she still qualifies. Sarah, you can take two. It's the last one.
Our closing song will be page 649. We sing Tefillat Haderech, the blessing to say thank you for everything that you have given to us, and that we hope that our blessings will go with you, and we hope that your blessings will go with us as we all go on our way. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.